yesterday.
I think so.
Yeah, so it's like you go through pools and you go through the top 64 bracket, and then you're playing like 3 days in a row is already a lot, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you come to your weekly on Monday and you have to like give it your all again, it's like I don't know if I can do that. I think I'm gonna play Luigi today.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm just gonna like play teams or sit out. Like sometimes it's fun to relax a little bit.
Well, I was thinking to myself in the car, and this is why I love Hungrybox and Lump so much. In every perspective game in Smash that I know of, the top 10 players in the world don't play to win money. They play to win and they play to have fun because they love the game. They just really love it.
Right.
And I've seen that so much from these players, just like who they'll play with, which is anybody, and then just like why they play and then like how they're playing, how they love to play. And I love to see that too because it really helps out the community, helps out other people.
Oh yeah, just getting the chance
better
to play with like very high level players at like different, like skill proficiencies too. Like we've got playing Luigi today. Like how often are you gonna get to play? Like other than like specifically Master 6 years ago, like how many Luigis have you even heard of? So it's kind of cool to have the higher level players playing random characters, or even like Ness from Hungrybox.
Yeah. Speaking of character diversity, we have Kuya here, choosing to go Link versus Puff, which is definitely a smart option. Have those bombs. You just have a lot of projectiles that can help out.
Yep.
And Kuya, definitely a character specialist, but so is Hungrybox, taking that first stop with those
He is still Link, so his recovery is somewhat predictable.
Yeah.
It's tough to hit through, but...
Yeah. And the thing is, if you hit Link before he throws out his up B, you're definitely an advantage. But if you're trying to hit him while he's throwing out that up B...
just that spacing is so tight, it's a little bit tricky. But I mean, Hungrybox has the ability to kind of like position himself just right, like exactly what you need to do. I was going to go for the rest.
The big difference in this matchup versus Young Link would definitely be the ground speed. And if Hungrybox can definitely capitalize...
Once he closes that space, it's a lot easier to start punishing. Whereas with Young Link, he just sprints, man. That little man has legs. All of Link's attacks are just like barely slower too, so...
You saw what Kuya was going for there. He had this little empty hub, trying to create pressure, trying to get Hungrybox to drop shield, and he threw out that down smash, possibly even the poke shield.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And that's sometimes you learn too that just to hold shield.
Especially because Link like punishes shield so poorly. Like you can just sit there and shield, and what's he gonna do? Like very slowly grab you? I don't know. Oh wow! If he did that on purpose, that's mad props to the man. That was super clever. Holy smokes! He's taking a hit. Those Puff recoils from that rest.
That was a ton of percent. 45%. Real quick, Kuya was spacing. That's unfortunate.
Tough one.
But he was spacing those forward airs because he saw real quick that H-Box is just going to crouch cancel, just try to punish me, and he said, okay, hey, doesn't matter, I can get more of these because you're staying in the same spot.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not like overcommitting to it because it's got decent range.
Yeah, and it's the disjoint too. He's like, my hurt box isn't here, but this hitbox is.
Yeah.
All right, really slow-paced, kind of back and forth, but H-Box has been the one who's coming off on top so far.
Yeah.
And so we have a last stock for Kuya going off stage, and I don't like that. He's been doing so well on stage, but he hasn't really like edge-guarded Jigglypuff.
I mean, in his defense, Jigglypuff is not easy to edge-guard.
Exactly.
5 jumps and the highest float, something like the most floaty character in the game?
Yeah. So that's why I would like to see, at least going into the next game, is a more centered approach coming out from Kuya, finding the kills when he needs to, but really just playing this circle camping, throwing out the bombs, throwing out the big hitboxes when he can.
Bomb coming to his rescue. I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I'm behind, I definitely take big risks. I've like thrown away games that I was losing. I know that sounds dumb, but like I've been at a point where I'm like down like 30–40%, and I'm like, oh, I don't think I have the patience or like the mental fortitude to go through the rest of the smart by both of them on that shield.
Yeah.
So I go through the rest of this. So if I can like snag this like really big cheese, that's probably the only way I'm going to win this game.
And see, like sometimes that's good in certain situations, right? Where like if you land this risky up smash, you win the game, right?
Yeah.
But then sometimes that'll actually hurt you a lot because you're never really
Again, it's
losing a melee. You never really lose.
You're never really out of it. Yeah. If you're not actually dying, you're not quite out of the game. But there's something to be said about mental fortitude, and I learned a while ago I don't have it.
Yeah.
I definitely have a limit for how long I can play intensely. So
ooh,
that was the sickest up throw to bomb combo I have seen in my life. That's going on my highlight reel. I'm just glad I was a part of this.
Alright, we're seeing more of a defensive game coming up from Kuya so far.
He's got more stage.
Yep, and he goes underneath these platforms, right? Throws out just constant hits, throws out the bombs when he needs to. He can set them up if he needs to, too. Just kind of mix it up. And I do like that. But then you see Hungrybox, he says, okay, you want to play underneath there?
Oh, wait,
I'll do the exact same thing. I'll take your house, and I'll make it my own. And then I'm going to just take you off the stage with a floor of the back air.
Yeah. I mean, Link has to go for such risky hits if he wants to do anything big. Like, that neutral air is decent, but it's not going to kill Puff until a pretty high percent, like 120 or something. It's going to be pretty big. So he's going to need that really big laggy up B or that big laggy forward smash, or even if you L cancel up air and down air, they're still hella slow. So, like, if you want something big with Link, you need to go big.
Yeah.
Just because you can... Everything's just so sluggish with him.
Yeah, and that is a big thing. Like, one of the biggest difference in Smash 4 is his nair is just a lot more safe to apply on pressure on. And if he had something like that in this game where it's just really quick, but it just safe pressure, it'll really help him out. Yeah, like that. Finding the poke with the forward smash.
Just lacking like a spammable kill move is really unfortunate. Like even Puff's back. All right, ran out of jumps. Even like Puff's back air counts as that because you can chain them so hard. But like Falcon's knee is super fast and kills insanely low. Or like all of Ken's aerials.
Yeah.
Peach's forward air even has more power than like any of Link's aerials, except for specifically his down and up air. And like Peach is not a kill heavy character. Like she doesn't get kills, like low percent kills. It just doesn't happen. So
I guess you also have to remember is certain characters, they have so many glaring weaknesses that they're forced to play directly to their strengths.
Oh yeah, like we have a tiers list for a reason. It's basically a list of who's got the biggest weaknesses.
Yeah,
like everyone has weaknesses, but some of them are pretty really pronounced.
Well, what I would say to discredit, not kind of discredit that, is the top tier players characters just have more freedom. You know, they can mix it up so much. And so when you're locked into doing 1 to 2 to 4 things as a certain character, then your opponent, if he knows the matchup, she knows the matchup, you say, okay, you're going to do one of these 4 things, and I'll eventually catch on to your habits, and I know you're going to do one of these 2 things, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's a matter of options. It's like being able to do more things, and that's one of the things that you know coming out of like Link is that he's going to be slow on most of his moves except for a couple. So as long as you're like playing around those moves on the quick, then you're fine. Because everything else you can just watch happen and react to it as it does. We do what works. With a fun exchange, they're both of them spot dodging a little bit, slow bombs.
Another character, which is also a character that Kuya plays, that's a good example of that is the Game & Watch.
Game & Watch, yep.
You know, Game & Watch's approach is like the one of 3 things. But like the aerial combos, the edge guards, everything about Game & Watch is sick, except for, you know, you only really have those 3 approaches, and one of them's not safe.
She also doesn't have a shield. Yeah, that's not very nice.
And so that's the thing, you always have to be throwing out attacks, you always have to be moving.
Yeah, he can only out-cancel 2 of his moves.
Yeah,
so
what it is, you know he's not going to play defensive. You know he's not going to empty hop in front, hold shield, like we just saw from Hungrybox. Yeah. He can't do something like that.
Yeah.
But this is the last stock situation.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Good stuff to Kuya. I mean, like, definitely 1-0% self-destruct by Juan. But, I mean, a very important skill in this game is not killing yourself. So, yeah, he needed to capitalize on that one big.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't. It's fine. He hasn't lost the game, so it's okay.
Yeah, I'm just curious if maybe he was preempted with the second bomb or if he accidentally picked it up. A great tech there coming in from Hungrybox.
Yeah, I feel like he was dead to that forward smash. That was nutty.
Ooh, almost finding his mark.
Oh, this might be big right here.
That's so smart.
The jump. Forward air.
Take up the tether there.
We living. He's alive. We're on stage. Oh my god, my heart. Don't do this to me, Kuya. Let him kill you. Oh, nice. Great DI. Hungrybox surviving at 145. Like, see, even that. Like, can't kill Jigglypuff at 145 is a really unfortunate place for a character to be. Oh no. Oof. That's rough.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Great showing by Kuya, but Hungrybox showing why he's one of the best. Not letting his deficit of a couple percent